So as you can see in the title, we went to Overland the Red this year, and I've been to every one of them. It's a base camping, overlanding get-together held at Callies Campground down in the Red River Gorge of Kentucky, and it's put on by Northology Adventures. So I took Dewey with me this year, my girlfriend, and this was her first real camping, off-roading experience, and it was one to test things, I'll tell you that much. The first night it was bitter cold, and I couldn't get my diesel heater to work. My power supply wasn't working correction. As you can see there, the second night we figured out to use the jumper cables to hook to the diesel heater for a power supply, and that worked just fine. So those of you that use diesel heaters, if you need to, just hook it straight to your battery. So this was her first time in the gorge, period, and I wanted to show her Natural Bridge. The sky lift up and then hiking around the bridge is just my favorite thing. There we are up on the bridge. It was pretty crowded. It was a Thursday, but you know, it's fall. Everybody's in the area to see the leaves change and everything. But it's still worth it. You know, if you haven't been, make it down there. It's beautiful. So I actually did something different this year that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it was actually, you know, hike. I've been jeeping on the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway all around that area, but I've never taken the time to actually hike and see some stuff from trails that way. And it was great. We went under the arch there, under the Natural Bridge, and took off to the left. We were looking for Battleship Rock. We found, it was a Devil's Gulch? Something, Devil's Staircase. It was Devil's Butt Crack. It was awful. It's steep, and it's a lot. It was fun, don't get me wrong, but it's a pretty aggressive hike. And then, you know, riding the lift back down. We were going to hike down, but we were kind of pressed for time. We ended up hitting Spas Creek and Pumpkin Hollow after this, and I had her drive on Spas Creek because I had my lower control arm was loose on my Jeep. I was trying to figure it out, so I had her drive. So the next day we went ziplining, and that was fantastic. My friend Sherry with Oh No Adventures, she was smart enough to bring her GoPro and had it on her helmet. So that's me and Dewey ziplining. But we were out with, like I said, Sherry, Jay and Angie, and then we met up with my friends Stu and Christy.
And then lean back halfway.
And I will say, if you get the chance to do the zipline the gorge, it's worth it. I don't remember how much it costs. You know, it's around $100 a person, probably a little bit more. It's worth it. My goodness, the last ride here, I think it's 350 feet off the ground, and it's like 1,900 feet long. Oh, it was amazing. So much fun.
Three, two, one, go!
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Take this.
Let's go.
So after ziplining, we ran over and went to Chimney Top Rock and Princess Arch. So you can, it's a long drive. You can, you know, to get to the parking area, but it's a quick hike. It's only about a quarter mile, I think, to each one of those. But then afterwards, me and Dewey decided to go down south to. We went down to see Rockbridge Falls and the Rockbridge Arch, and that was quite a hike. I'm not gonna lie. So the next day we decided to do some jeeping. Our out-of-town friends asked if I wouldn't mind showing them around a little bit, some of my favorite trails. So I said, well, of course. Here we're going down Fixer, or Fixer Lico, or Fixer. We're headed south from Callies, from Stanton area. And it wasn't bad. There's some drops, but it's nothing terrible. A stock Jeep could do it, no problem. I've done it in my Ram, and which I've got 37s on it. I've got plenty of clearance, but it's still, a four-wheel drive, you can make it. Now the reason we came down this way was because I wanted to take them to Old Fincastle, which I knew Clay and Sherry had been on before, but the rest of the group, none of them have ever been up Old Fincastle, never seen it. The big boulder on Old Fincastle used to be like the worst obstacle on all of the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. The byway's expanded so much recently that I couldn't even tell you what the worst part is. We may see it later, I'm not sure, but the rock garden, it wasn't so bad. Someone they chiseled down the boulder anyway. I heard they took a jackhammer to it, so it's not as aggressive as it used to be. Still need high clearance, but it's doable. So anyway, I took him to Fincastle because it's kind of a rite of passage, it's bragging rights for the Backcountry Byway. So here we are. I always like to, get a plan, stop, look at an obstacle, and kind of get a plan together, especially for people that have never seen it before. I've been here a few times. This is actually my first time going over the boulder and up the other side. For whatever reason, my first time I had to turn around to lead a guy out. He didn't want to try to take his truck over the boulder, so I took him out the other way. So I didn't get to do it. And then the last time I was here, I was in the Ram, and I made it to it, no problem. But the front bumper was too low. I couldn't get up over the boulder. I guess we're going to have to go back now that I've got 37s and 3-inch lift on it. So I'm a big fan of charcuterie boards, but Stu and Christy brought a snackle box. That was a pretty good take on it, and you know, stopping for lunch on the trail is a pretty common thing. So we just had a quick little snack before heading back to camp. And then I realized that it was still pretty early in the afternoon to get back to camp, and on the way back, I knew of a fun trail. It's been a few years since I've been on this trail. This is Mountain Springs Road, and there is a warning on the Venza map for the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway that there are extreme mud and ruts on this trail. You know, that's always been the case, and I guess see for yourself. And I mean, to be honest, I've been on this trail quite a few times, and it's always been pretty interesting. You know, even if it's wet, dry, doesn't matter. There's usually water. It's been fairly dry, and you can definitely tell we found the mud.
Just don't bump me.
All right, so look, a decision had to be made here, left or right. I got out, poked it with a stick, and I thought that the right way, you know, going to the right was going to be the easier path. I'm the only one that ended up going to the right, and you're about to see why. So right about here. Oh no.
We thought it had a hard bottom. No, as soon as he hit that right there, he just started sliding. He pushed most of the water out. Just slide.
So all that mud. That was really just the worst section of the road. It's not, it doesn't last forever, but I mean, it'll keep you on your toes, that's for sure. The rest is really just a nice drive out, in my opinion.
I hope the road was a lot better when they lived here.
So we ended up making it back to camp a little earlier than we did the day before. So we made it for the raffles and giveaways and everything. And that was a lot of fun to see everybody talk about, you know, the day we had and mistakes we made. Getting back early also gave me the opportunity to show off my new custom Hawaiian shirts that you're about to see. I had one with the Catawampo Overland logo put on it, and then one with my own logo. Tell me what you think in the comments. Now, I'm working on getting shirts for sale, stickers, things like that. So if you'd be interested in something like that, let me know, and I'll see what I can come up with. Thanks for watching. Again, you know, like, subscribe if you're into that kind of stuff. What do you think of the new logo there? I think it'd be good on a shirt.